Everybody, so this is going to be a weekly reading, but I was also thinking it's kind of going to be a Gemini season reading, like what's coming up in this next month, this next cycle. So it's going to be a love reading, but take it as it resonates. It can apply to any love situation you're experiencing. Labels don't matter. Like I was saying in my video earlier, I had some things I wanted to say today, and then it's funny, the winds kind of took me in different directions. It's just, everything is so changing right now. Like my thoughts and feelings are shifting a lot. And my own reading earlier kind of disarmed me a little bit. Like it kind of took me off guard, and it made me feel better about things for some reason. Made me feel lighter. It made me just sort of tap into that energy of unconditional love. And of course, forgiveness on the bottom of the deck here. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Because like I was saying in that, there's never a point where you are no longer worthy of forgiveness or someone else isn't worthy of forgiveness. You're always worthy of forgiveness. People are always worthy of forgiveness. That doesn't mean that they're always worthy of your time or your heart. If you know, in the future, if you feel like you've forgiven enough and you choose not to give them you fully, then, you know, that's your choice. But they're still worthy of forgiveness, you know. But with that too, something I wanted to say, it being Gemini season with the communication coming up a lot, is that you are worthy of communication. You are worthy of clear communication. A lot of times in sacred unions, we sort of like, or people on a sacred union journey, you sort of like come to accept lack of communication, which is understandable. Again, that's an energy of love, unconditional love, and understanding where other people are coming from. And you can't force anyone to do anything. You can't force anyone to communicate things with you. But you can realize that you are worthy of communication, and like claim that for yourself, and know that like if someone is withholding things from you, that I don't want to say it's a karmic debt that they'll pay, you know. I'm burning some sage over here. But you are worthy of communication, especially when it comes to love connections. Love connections are about two people, right? So if someone is withholding from you things or how they feel or whatever, you are worthy of that communication, good or bad. Like you are worthy of that communication. So demand that for yourself from the universe. Like don't just think because I'm experiencing some type of spiritual connection that I'm not worthy of communication or further explanation. At some point, I just feel personally, as we are in this now season where communication and expression is being highlighted, that it's getting to a point where it's time for more communication. It's time for more expression or verbalization. Like I said, it doesn't have to always be all positive, but expression is better than no expression. And you are worthy of communication. You are worthy of understanding your connection from their perspective. You know, I think I've come to accept so much of like what I don't know in life, what I can't know. And that's why I've nurtured my spiritual practices, because I want to know things, that I want to figure things out, and I do. But I'm also a human, and I brought this up the other day, but like I've hit a little bit of a wall with like diving into finding things out, when I could find a lot of things out if people would just tell me them, you know. So don't let anyone take you for granted. And while it's a fine line to walk where we are unconditionally loving and accepting, but also like that doesn't mean you can take me for granted, you know. And I am still worthy of clarity. I'm worthy of communication. I'm worthy of understanding my own story, right? So if you're having a connection with someone, they're a part of your story, and what they're withholding from you is withholding a part of your understanding of the bigger picture of your story and your connection, which of course we can say like, yes, that's meant to be. And when you are ready for information, you will receive it. You're a vibrational match to it, you know, and there is much to be gained from being kept in the dark. But at the same time, like we all deserve transparency and authenticity and communication at some point, at some level. It can't all just be like you're in the dark and you have to accept it, you know, like at some point you need someone to give back to you communication. And if you're not receiving any communication from someone about their deeper feelings or about any indication of anything, then you are left to assume that they're not meant for you. And like, you can kind of mourn that and let that go. But I say be open. On a personal note, I spent a fair amount of last summer being pretty disappointed. I had a lot of expectations about the way things might unfold for me, and they didn't. They was like a 180, okay? It was super disappointing. And then in the fall, I experienced, some harvest. It got better. Things I was hoping for did, kind of come into fruition. It wasn't a total bust, but during the summer, during the retrograde season, it was very painful. It was a struggle. It was not what I expected. I was super disappointed in certain things. And I find myself now going into this summer season, like kind of excited, having expectations, which is good. You should always be excited and have expectations for yourself. But I have to accept the fact that, and maybe there's a reason I'm saying this too, that I don't want to experience this summer what I did last summer by being disappointed, by having certain expectations and then them not being met. And then it like kind of ruining my summer, So no attachment to expectations, I feel like, and just really continue to honor and love yourself, as much as you can, because that's the thing you have to hold on to no matter what, So I just found that, like, I felt that was like sort of shown to me, like, just don't go into this summer in the same, not to say good things aren't going to happen. I think good things are going to happen for people, but don't go in with a certain expectation. And if it doesn't play out in that way, that I don't know if you're lost my train of thought, like I got lost in the fire, but if it doesn't play out that way, that it's not like a loss. I also think I'm experiencing some personal triggers and fear as I approach the summer season because I was so disappointed last year and I was so left in the dark in a way about certain things that I'm a little bit scared that might repeat again, but for me, all the lessons that have repeated each year, they do seem to be repeating the times and periods they do. The lessons I go through reflect from the year before, but every year seems a little bit advanced and better. So hopefully it will be a little better than last summer. Okay. So anyway, that's enough of, those are my initial thoughts, is that you're worthy of communication. Don't let people take you for granted, but also at the end of the day, we're all trying to do our best ultimately. So be loving and forgiving of people when you can. Okay. I wanted to just do a little extended messages from your person, a couple more messages from them, because that message today was powerful. That message today also got the Celestine wand. I like it, so I might hold it during my readings for clarity. But the message today in messages from your person was about this person, and take it as it resonates. I do have masculine energies watching my videos too sometimes, but we can almost assume that this person and messages from your person is a divine masculine energy, but that they are potentially going through some type of change and appreciating you and what you have shown them. Now, that may not necessarily mean that they're going to be with you. I don't mean that to be triggering either. Like, I'm never here to tell you your story, but the feeling I got about it was that it's like it's awakened them to some part of something within themselves, and they're experiencing this inner shift. Ultimately, like I said, if you're meant to be with this person or in this connection, it will come back around. But it may be that they are enjoying this or experiencing this awakening on their own, in their own energy. It's like maybe if they have released certain connections or things in their life, if a cycle has ended, they may not be like so quick or willing to jump into new cycles. They may want to have some time to be in their own energy, and that's okay. But the message that I think was beautiful was that you have perhaps shown this person some level of unconditional love that they haven't really experienced before, and it's really helped them heal and grow. So let's continue these messages from your person. Love is all around you. Yeah, I feel like that's what you've shown them. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledges this truth. I don't think that's something they thought before or saw before, but they're realizing now that love is all around them. So that's beautiful. That's a continuing message, it feels like. Rebirth. Interesting. I always like rebirth and reconciliation cards and reunion and sacred union or love readings, because it does always sort of signify an energy or desire for a rebirth, a new start. No matter what happens, you can find new wings, rise from the past, accept the positive change that is coming. Accept the positive change that is coming. So this being a message from your person, that feels like there's some positive change coming. So maybe after all, if they are experiencing this inner shift, they will ultimately eventually bring it to you. And there will be a rebirth in this connection. But I feel like the starting point is them realizing that love is all around them. So they're sending that message and wanting a rebirth. It feels like, well, every cycle, it feels like a shift, but it does feel like a pretty powerful rebirth. Like maybe if you've gone through a few cycles with this person, it has been like little steps. This one coming up, and this could be, I'm not good with times, I'm trying to get better, but this could be anywhere up to the next like 3 months, say. This reading is meant to be Gemini season though too, so maybe certainly starting now, there's going to be this energy of rebirth coming up, and a bigger one, a newer one. I pulled cards to do a reading yesterday and I never did it, and both masculine and feminine were like powerful cards of transformation. Did I post that? No, I don't think I posted it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm called to notice the two phoenixes are these two birds together. They're both experiencing a rebirth in their own right, in their own life. And I felt that when I did that spread yesterday, that they were both Phoenix rising. They both had the Phoenix rising energy in their own right. And then there's two phoenixes there, or birds or whatever. So this person is wanting reconciliation, a rebirth of energy here. What else? Take a chance on love. Yeah. Take a chance on love. I like the YouTube videos because I feel that the people that find themselves here at this point through the link through here, that you are close to me or like on a very similar journey with me and experiencing, I'm going to do this, experiencing my readings in a deep way that, you know, resonates with you. Sometimes you never know, on like Instagram, there's still so many people like on my Instagram, they probably don't watch my videos, but people that I've known from the past, because it used to be like my personal IG, you know, and they're probably like, what the fuck is Chanel doing, you know? I don't know who watches secretly and who doesn't, but whatever, I don't care, but it's nice. I just feel more at home here. I don't know why, just a smaller group, but also of course would like to grow it someday. But anyway, take a chance on love. This person wants to take a chance on love. That's why I said this rebirth coming up, it feels like it feels bigger. It feels bigger. So give it time. That's why that time card came up today. Give it time. This person is experiencing a new shift, it feels like, and wanting to take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. So what I think is this person is starting to love. And like I said, that may not start with you. They may be showing love to things around them. They're starting to love. They're starting to feel love, give love. And it's changing their life. It's changing the course of their life, the direction. And they're taking a chance on it. You know, a chance that they've never taken before. Because approaching the world with an open heart is a chance. It is a risk. What else? Action. Action and rebirth. Wow. Wow. So similar, repeating message. Stop hesitating. Movement creates the magic. Nothing can hold you back. I really love that description too of the action card. Movement creates the magic. Movement creates the magic. I like that too. This coming as a message from your person. Like this is them saying they're getting ready to take a chance on love and take action. And I like that for a masculine type of energy, because movement creates the magic. And the masculine principle is action, is movement. And masculines find a magic in that. You know, it's like they're finding, like this card, this take a chance on love is like this blend of action, because it's taking a chance on something. It's like that masculine energy of taking a chance, of initiative, mixed with love, though, them like opening their heart. So they're taking action, I feel like, in a new way, a way that they haven't before, because they're taking action with love as the part of their intention. And that again is why this rebirth might be so powerful, because they're really taking action in a new way. They're stepping into a new energy. They're moving with magic. Their movement creates magic. And I feel like right now they are being encouraged to stop hesitating. And this being a message from them to you is I feel like they're going to stop hesitating and take action. Take a chance on love. So I may refer to those cards later, but I'm going to put them away because I have a bunch of decks out that I would like to use and get to. I could have pre-pulled, but I have so many decks. I don't know if I'm going to make it through all these, but let's see what happens. I wanted to pull some, let's try to be quick about it here. I wanted to pull some chakra energy for each, masculine and feminine, because I think it is good in terms of, I just like it as guidance. It's energetic guidance. It just makes it very clear to me where some of the energy is being focused for each, where the attention is, and how they might be playing together, speaking energetically, your energetic bodies connecting. Oh yeah, so one thing while I shuffle here, I will say, you know, there's a lot of talk, just generally, not like specifically right now per se, but you know, the idea of sacred unions, presence, and twin flames, whether you are experiencing a true sacred union, divine counterpart connection or not is one, I think, mostly for you to decide, and it doesn't really matter. It is mostly about labels. Anyway, I mean, that is about labels. What you're experiencing is not about labels. It's about your energy and your connection with another soul. And I would say a lot of you probably watching know for sure, you know, that you are experiencing a divine counterpart connection because you've had validation. You know, if you come to this point, I feel like you probably had some moments of validation. And regardless, it doesn't matter what the label is. We are all energetically connected. And the whole point, see, belief, number 11, the whole point of sacred unions, or I feel like a lot of, I shouldn't say the whole point. There's so many philosophies. But a big part of it, I think, is just awakening people to love, to romantic love. And, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something else too, but we're all always pulled by romantic love, right? Like that's something we're always like, it always has our attention the most. And like when you've had a crush on someone or you are attracted to someone, it has your attention in a powerful way. It has your attention on multiple levels, right? Because you are potentially intimate with romantic connection. It awakens you in a way that you don't always connect with other people, you know? It's a full body connection. And so it has the power when you experience romantic love connections to really awaken you to parts of yourself that have been left undiscovered, right? So like having your first love is always like this whole new experience that you're waking up to this mystical world. And I think the idea with twin flame connections is that these are powerful soul connections that awaken and ignite each person in such a way that they experience transformative shifts in their life and like sort of tap into gifts that they've had before, things like that, because they're activating their energetic body in a way that they haven't before. And it being where we are now, like on the timeline, the dawn of the new age, age of Aquarius, whatever, like where we are in terms of humanity ascending, the soul healing that's taking place, these connections are really powerful right now. And love connections, romantic, spiritual connections are a pretty major gateway to healing old earth wounds, to healing like tragic romance wounds, like that heart-wrenching life after life, you know, and you die with that heart pain still without working it out. So I feel like a lot of us now are working that out in these soul connections. But the thing about it is, while you're a divine counterpart and you might have special, I am not totally personally someone who believes you're the same soul. Everyone has a different view. I often think that your soul imprint, your unique soul, is your one individual soul, and that your divine counterpart is someone who you have a profound connection with, maybe even coming from the same home, from the same energetic frequency, galaxy, whatever. And there's a profound connection with that counterpart. And so they activate, you awaken each other and you activate each other in a profound way, like in a way that not every other soul will, you know, in a way that not every other soul romantic connection will. Twin flames are, I feel like, a branch of light workers that are specifically focused on, it's more just like that you're a light worker who has this other light worker that vibrates at a similar level than you, and when you connect, you like awaken each other to home, to your greater gifts, and to your energetic magical being and body in this universe. And so as you may connect with that person and meet that person, it just awakens you to your energetic connection with everybody, with everything around you. It opens this like portal to you, to the world for you. So basically, I don't even know why I went on that rant totally. But I was going to say too, is that twin flames are like a pop culture kind of thing. They're a phenomenon. But a lot of times, twin flame journeys, if you're really on a twin flame journey, it's really challenging. It's not super like rainbows and fairies. It has moments. It has its moments, but it's mostly challenging. So anyway, let's see the chakral energy with the masculines, chakral energy with the feminines. Responsibility. There is this energy of groundedness, of responsibility, self-discipline, empowerment, reliability, fulfillment. It's a solar plexus card. So I feel like they're really focusing on like what they want to grow, like taking responsibility for where they're choosing to direct their will. It gives me a similar feeling to what was coming up from masculines earlier in messages from your person. There's this focus on responsibility and grounding and understanding of a bigger picture and taking responsibility for their own fulfillment, for their own satisfaction, and like focusing on what they want to use their will to grow. What else? And sacral. So I always like when two neighboring chakras come up, because that's just really saying that right now, this week, Gemini season, masculines are really working on the connection between their sacral and their solar plexus. So neighboring chakras always have an important relationship because they feed into each other. So I feel like coming up for the masculines, there's an interesting dynamic playing out here between their sacral and their solar. What I get with it is I think sometimes our sexual desires aren't always connected to people that fit our ego or our like world that we create. So there can be a dichotomous nature between the sexual pull and the real world responsibilities. So I think masculines are going to be guided coming up to try to blend that, right? To try to take responsibility for their sexual pulls. And if it really is something they want to engage, like taking responsibility for it and maybe allowing it to manifest in a real world way, like getting their ego to cooperate with what their sexual desires are asking of them, taking responsibilities. The frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives, to flow with our desires. I feel like a lot of masculines don't always flow with their desires. They kind of try to stop them and like block them a little bit rather than letting them flow. And they flow with their desires too. It's saying too that that's how you create abundance. Your sacral chakra is your sexual energy center. It's your creative energy center. It's how you create, right? So how you create abundance too. So when it's blocked, when you block your desires, when you block your passions, whether that's physically, romantically, sexually, it kind of is a block for that flow in other areas of your life as well. Your career, purpose, manifestation, money, things like that. Very interesting. Grounding. Wow, yeah, responsibility, grounding. And does this say grounding? This doesn't say grounding, but I felt grounding with that. I don't know if I said it, but masculines are in a very, not to be rude masculines, but you're in a super low vibrational energy now. It's a beautiful low vibrational energy though, because they're working on, I think, grounding this. It's like, I think masculines have been awoken to their upper realm chakras, their third eye, their crown, that type of stuff. I think that's been something that they've been experiencing. But as a result of that, it sort of raised their vibration perhaps, and then their life as they're living it isn't totally in alignment with what they understand now. So now is this sort of perhaps uncomfortable phase of bringing it into reality, grounding this new understanding. And again, that may involve letting go of things around them. It's involving some type of transitional shift. And they just have to stay really grounded, like stay really connected to the earth, and focus on what they want to grow so they can let their desires flow. So sort of very grounded lower chakra energy for the masculines this cycle, this week. I really feel they're bringing this spiritual understanding they're having into reality, into the real world. Okay, what's coming up for the feminines? Forgiveness. Feminines, you are so guided. Sorry, I got my sage candles over here that I keep working on. You are so guided to practice forgiveness. I can't even say it. And I think the reason this is coming out is because I've heard this repeating message in my head and I haven't delivered it on a video yet. Is that the big thing with the forgiveness, I feel like at this point, feminines, is for you to forgive yourself. So take that as it resonates. But you have to forgive yourself for following your heart, perhaps. Forgive yourself for giving in sometimes. Forgive yourself for being too kind, for being too open. However that resonates for you, forgive yourself. Like, I think that's what the big message I realized was the other day, and I haven't shared it on a video. Letting go, healing, growth, compassion. That is part of your growth, feminines. And it's like, the more you can forgive yourself, the more you can forgive others. You know, it's part of your healing. Obviously, forgiveness is part of the divine feminine healing at this point, because it's coming out really repeatedly. So it's a big lesson there, that forgiveness, growth, letting go, because forgiveness is letting go. Because when we're pissed off and we're stubborn, we hold on to some shit, you know, we have to forgive. So what else? Perception. It is, your perception is your reality. So when you're in that Queen of Cups mode and you practice compassion and you see things from a bigger picture perspective, you are able to see it from that perspective. That is how you heal your heart. You always honor your pains, but at the same time, it really is about how you look at it. Because like I said in my video earlier, everyone is ultimately trying to do their best. No one is, I shouldn't say no one, but most people in your life at this point, hopefully are not total assholes that are trying to hurt you maliciously. And if they are, then they really need to go big time, you know? And maybe you don't always know that, but if you sense it, but more or less, I think you can trust that the people around you are healing wounds. If they hurt you, it's about them to an extent. It's inadvertent. It's not meant to hurt you. So as you shift your perception, you are better able to show forgiveness to people. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. That's true too, the edges of what you perceive as real. And sometimes what we perceive as real is fear too. So it's like, what do you choose to perceive as real? Self-mastery. That's beautiful. So feminines are really in, I love that energy right here too, just all three of those. They're really in this energy of mastering this. Feels like a big lesson, this energy of forgiveness, letting go, and healing and growth. It's a big step on this path of self-mastery, altering your perception to an energy of unconditional love and forgiveness, feminines. Like, that is huge. I just feel like you are in a stage of self-mastery. You're really raising your vibration, and this is a wound, this forgiveness energy, something that keeps coming up, and it's healing. It's profound. Okay, I should probably not go too much longer. I had all these decks pulled out, and I don't think I'll pull from all of them. It's too many. It's too many, and I talk too much. I can almost do like an hour. Jeez. So let's see what's going on in the joint energy of the connection is what I wanted to see. And then the future. Joint energy of the connection at this time. What do I need to know? For anyone who's watching that's resonating with this. Reading. Oh, 2 came out per usual. The Star. Yeah, and the Queen of Wands. There she is. Hello. The Star and the Page of Pentacles. That's really beautiful. It feels to me like, it just feels to me like masculine energy out there is just feeling very sort of unworthy of this wish, you know, or just unworthy, like out of their league kind of perhaps, but it's like, in the King of Cups. He's like a Page of Pentacles trying to be a King of Cups, you know, for this Star here. He is though. He needs to trust in himself. That's why I think a lot of this transformation is going on. So I feel, and I, on a personal level, feel going out on a limb saying this, if it feels like there's any distance in your connection or you're doubting it, I don't think it's what you think. I don't think it's something negative. Like I was saying, I feel very triggered by last summer. I don't think that's what it is this time. I think that there's a big shift going on for this masculine energy, like a transformation, a transition from this Page of Pentacles to a King of Cups energy. And we have the Star, right? Which is just, it's healing, it's wish fulfillment, it's shining your light. I think that, you know, I also think your masculine energy sees you like that, you know, sees you as a star, sees you shining bright, sees you as being healing, that you give him hope. And I give him hope, like to turn, it's like this little Page of Pentacles here. He's so kind of hopeless too. He's looking at the Pentacle, and the King of Cups is so awoke. Like he has hope now, you know? So you give this person some sense of hope, you know, is what I feel. And it does seem like coming up with that King of Cups and the Star, there is going to be some type of wish fulfillment coming up for this connection. Yeah, there's emotions. I feel like, but because emotions often have to surface for things to heal. So I feel like masculine energy and feminines too, perhaps. I think there's a lot, we're all in a lot of emotions out there. A lot of emotions. There's a lot of like sour pussy attitude. I say sour pussy attitude, that sour puss attitude kind of going on. Living in our head of fantasies a little bit. There's choices that need to be made coming up, you know, which I think is like getting to everyone a little bit. And I think people are a little bit emotional about it. 5 of Cups. I think there's some regret. Wait, I'm going to pull one more tarot. The joint energy. Strength, of course, right? So yeah, exactly. There is a call for strength right now. It's been coming out for me a lot because these emotional waters we're navigating through are a little bit treacherous. I don't exactly know. I don't know. I think it speaks to the retrograde energy coming. It's like a lot of stuff coming to the surface that's not super cozy and comfortable always, you know? Yeah, it feels like, oh, the loving woman too. Hold on, let me pull a couple more cards here. I get a little lost in my shuffle. But I realize I don't always need to speak so quickly. I can take a moment here. I know you guys are patient. Teacher, I've been seeing that a lot. I feel like masculines are learning from feminines in one way or another. But yeah, I feel like there's going to be an opportunity for you to get together with this person. There's gatherings here. Again, it just reminds me of him, of the masculine energy, perhaps maturing and like choosing different groups. Or again, that energy just may continue to play in the community he's in or whatever's going on with that. But it does feel like a desire on his part to mature. Maybe his friends, that community that's been coming up is sort of immature and he's changing out of that. Yeah, see? True love, to clarify the sourpuss attitude, the choices, and the emotional energy with true love. Wow. Wow. And that's 4, and it's green energy, the heart chakra. Yeah, because he's experiencing something unlike he's ever experienced. And it's really forcing him out of his comfort zone. It's bringing up a lot of emotions behind a mask to clarify strength. Like, yeah. Wow. He's really having to step into his strength. And others, a lot of us too. If you're living behind a mask at all, you're being asked to be authentic. That's the same message that's been coming out. There is a call for authenticity here, and strength is needed to take off that mask for sure. And it's like, though true love is like pulls you out of this shit. True love does pull you out of this muck, this kind of shitty attitude, and like feeling like you missed opportunities, feeling like nothing's ever good enough, sort of turning away your blessings, like staying stuck in your head. I see like staying stuck in your fantasies. Not to get too specific, but things like but things like porn, things like that, rather than like pursuing things in a more real way, you know. That 7 of Cups energy of just like indecisiveness and just like sort of sitting within yourself. But it's like there's an energy of love calling you, like you're gonna feel guided to take off that mask eventually. So I'm continuing here. This is a joint energy of the connection. I should just stop soon. I was gonna do joint, future, masculine, feminine. I just don't think I have the energy, and it's already 33 minutes, but if I do these longer videos, I'll try to get more of a structure going. Getting to know each other, like more specific spreads, because I'm finding the more specific questions you ask, obviously the better readings are, the better you get answers. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So there is going to be an opportunity, I feel like, for communication, to get to know each other better, for sure. Religious factors, yes. So I have religious factors here to clarify. We have the Page of Pentacles transforming into the little King of Cups, or that big King of Cups, with the star. And I love the star with the religious factors. That's what I said, is they see you as healing, you give them hope, and it reflects messages from your person earlier that you open this person, you're adored to spirit for them. For whatever reason, you're adored to unconditional love, religious factors. Your love life is being influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path. And also with that, we have the friends and colleagues. So that's what's sort of shifting for this person, is this community, wherever they are, whoever they're around, this energy of these religious factors, it's pulling them in a new way to transform or change. Codependency, absolutely. What did I bring up porn or addiction, things like that, with the apathetic attitude, the boredom, like denying your blessings, being caught up in choices and not making a decision. It's codependency. But this true love energy, it tries to bring about healing. It tries to heal that. It's trying to heal that codependency. You can experience codependency in true love as well, but I feel like in divine love connections, this energy of love that is shared, this high vibrational spiritual connection, is really meant to heal this codependency. So that's what I was saying too, is like, rather than indulging or engaging in codependent behaviors or addictive behaviors that are lower vibrational, if you can raise the energy, the true love is asking you to raise the energy of that codependency by connecting with another in a healthier way, a higher vibrational way. That may mean healing sexual wounds, but doing it through an energy of love rather than through an energy of codependency. Interesting. Romantic feelings. Strength behind a mask and romantic feelings. This person, the masculine energy, both are, there's romantic feelings here. But I feel like part of this transformation, and this may apply to the feminine too, is taking off your mask in terms of your life and being honest about the romantic feelings you have. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. These feelings are real and worth exploring. I think that goes without saying. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be at this point, that the feelings are real and worth exploring. Obviously, if they're calling out and causing these profound transformations in people, the romantic feelings are probably real and worth exploring. That doesn't mean we're attached to any particular outcome. It just means that we honor the energy, we honor the feelings, and honor it to the point that it's really asking everyone to step into their strength and take off that mask. Anything that is holding you back or keeping you from the thing you desire is it's interference. It's not meant to be doing that anymore. Like, you are meant to experience this romance, is what I feel. So let's just pull one last little set. I'm not gonna pull from that. I pulled like all kinds of fun decks, but I should just do more videos, like I said, and then I can use my decks more. Let's just pull one last set of energy here for what's coming up in the future for this connection. Interesting one. This is interesting, repeating messages though. So I do feel that like masculine energy out there is being guided to heal this codependency and take off that mask. And say for feminines, because we do mirror each other, but I always feel like feminine energy is maybe a few steps ahead just in terms of their healing or awareness, and they're sort of the lighthouse for the masculines. Although I will say, I think there may be more coming up that feminine energies out there may find once their masculines maybe started revealing more or talking to them more, that they have a tremendous amount to learn from them as well. Because I saw that teacher card and I was saying, I think you teach your masculine in ways that you may not realize. But they would have the ability to teach you too. And they do through the lessons we learn. But I mean, like, literally, they might have the ability to enlighten you to things, or their awareness or way of engaging with spirit will enlighten you to things. Okay, let's see what's coming up in the future here. Just pull a couple cards and call it a reading. I hope this has resonated. I really do enjoy the longer messages for myself. I think it's a better fit for me. Gaia, the Empress, just because I talk a lot and I really like to go in depth, and I feel like the more in depth we go, just the better the readings are. So Three of Mirrors, that's the Three of Cups. It's been coming up for me a lot, and I felt it with this too. I do feel that there's going to be a reunion, a coming together of, whoever you're thinking about as you're watching this. If there's been an energy of separation, it's just a coming back together, celebration, a reunion. Enough said. Also interesting, it's a lion, right? In the Strength card. Like, what look at me big here. What fucking Three of Cups card out there has a lion on it? Like, none. Like, why do I pull the one deck that has the lion on the Three of Cups? So coming up, you both are going to step into your strength, because this reunion, this coming together, is what both of you are seeking at this time for sure. I'll just go this way too. The Hanged Man, the Celtic Owl. I will say too, yeah, because you felt stuck. I think you've both felt stuck too. But in the future, the thing about that owl, it's the Celtic owl. The owl is wise, right? So while you have been stuck, you have had a shift in perspective. You've learned a lot, you know? And the learning is forcing that healing of codependency. The wisdom helps you move past some of these old wounds, these old ways of being that are just outdated and not serving anymore. Okay, pull this one. Oh, the Nine of Swords. Oh, I'll pull this because that seemed to want to come out. There's a magical gateway opening. Did I bring up a gateway or I don't know. There's a gateway. These connections create a gateway is I think what I said. But anyway, we have the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Scrolls. And I do feel that this speaks to what I was saying earlier because look at this picture, right, of this feminine. It's a feminine energy there, and she has opened all these scrolls, and it's like she still does not know what the fuck is going on. Like, she's read the scrolls, she's still confused, okay? Can you just take off your mask and communicate with her so she can be relieved of this stress? That's what I feel a little bit with it, is that feminines are still coming up. That communication may not come in as soon as you want, or maybe this is a sign, in other parts of this reading that it is coming up, but it's like your stress is felt. I feel like feminine's not knowing. It's created a stress. And again, like I said, while it may be your lesson to not be afraid and to not be stressed, even though you don't know what's going on, at some point it's still like you deserve to know like what's going on from the other person's perspective. So the Nine of Scrolls, that's just some stress, but there is a shift in perspective, I feel like, and a reunion coming up. So I'll read that one in a minute. So to clarify this Three of Cups, we have protection. So this union, this energy is always protected. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking on any spiritual work. Practice psychic protection before coming back together too. And this connection is protected. That's why it keeps coming back together. Pure intention. That's part of the wisdom, I feel like. Part of that shift in perspective is the intention needs to be pure. We need to heal that codependency, that more low vibrational addictive energy. Pure intention. The fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. But I think that's why the stalemate needed to happen, that feeling of being stuck, so that it's a purity, right? So that manifest your heart desires with the purest tension and for the highest good of all. For the highest good of all. Sometimes that takes time. It takes patience. And then with the Nine of Scrolls coming up in the future of temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So I will say with this too, this does feel like a little bit of a message from spirit to me too, that sometimes part of our temptation, especially as feminines, is to worry, to be tempted into fear and doubt and those inner demons that like really want us to believe in them. And sometimes that is a part of our temptation, is our fear and giving into those thoughts. So trust in what you're feeling, because it's interesting this is coming out as the last set of cards, because this reading has really been quite beautiful, and I feel like encouraging you to trust in this connection, trust in what you're feeling. And then we're ending with this stress. So to me, that temptation, that stress, it feels like fear of the unknown. And even as I sit here saying we deserve communication, which we do, we are also going to constantly be tested and guided to overcome our fear of the unknown and to continue to trust in whatever we are experiencing and to trust in what we're feeling. We may not always know what's going on with people. We may not always have the answers, but what we do know as high priestesses is we have an intuition. We know what we feel. And while you may be in a down cycle or something may be going on with your person and you don't really know and they're not revealing that to you, you know what you feel. You know what you feel from them. You know what you felt from them. And you know energetically that you feel them. You know, like I was saying earlier with the whole energetic body, that connection, that energetic connection that awakens you to the energetic connection you have with all things. If you're having a sacred union connection, you know that that's there. Trust in what you feel. Don't give in to the temptation of fear, you know, and giving into that part of yourself that just doesn't think you're ever going to get what you want or deserve. Passion. There's passion. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy level. Get fired up about your life, everybody. Okay, final set of cards here. Intuition, like I'm saying. There's a reunion coming together, I feel like. This energy is protected, and you're asked to trust your intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. We do. Trust your intuition no matter what. Trust your intuition no matter what. That is what's going to heal that Nine of Swords energy. There is magic. There is magic in the air, and you feel it. Make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. It certainly does. And I like that too. Oh, I put it away, but the magic in movement with that action card earlier. So there is magic. This stalemate, the wisdom it's brought about, it's really cleaned things up. It's really cleaned things up. So when there is this energy of rebirth coming up, it's going to feel like a bit of magic. So trust in the magic. Trust in it. Compassion. So this is the final card to clarify this Nine of Swords. And it reminds me what I was saying earlier for feminines is like, forgive yourself. Maybe that's what this is about too, this Nine of Swords and this temptation of fear and doubt and worry. Forgive yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for yourself, feminines, and this may apply to masculines too, but have compassion for yourself for the fact that you have not always received the love you deserved and that you are wounded and you don't trust and you doubt. That's understandable, but you have to have compassion for yourself for that. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. This card actually says forgiveness too. So I said, forgive yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. See the light in yourself and others. So have compassion for yourselves, feminines. Have compassion for others and know that everything has happened up to this point for a reason. There is no need to worry. There's no need to stress. And if you do, forgive yourself for giving into that, you know. But that season for change is here. So there's healing. There's healing going on both sides here, right? Because I was talking about codependency and addiction and things like that with the masculines. Breaking free from their world that isn't serving them. Feminines are learning to heal major wounds as well. Wounds of just trauma related to being hurt, not getting what you want, just however it resonates. But it's time for you to have compassion for yourself, forgive yourself, and do not worry. Trust in what you feel. Trust in your intuition no matter what. So I hope that resonates with everyone. Anyone who's watching it up to this point, I am sending you so much love. Thank you for listening to me for 45 minutes. So peace out to you all. I will post a reading soon. I think the longer readings are good since I might be working more. My schedule is variable. I'm just not sure about it yet. So posting longer readings for the week ahead might benefit people and enables me to get a message out. So peace out. Love to you all. It does feel like something positive is happening. So just trust in your intuition always. Peace out.